Hello and welcome to a scene for Salem. Today, Lucy is making her way around the neighborhood. She's only been back a little while, but she's working quite hard to get to know her way around the town. Um, and she's just been in a few of the charity shops and dropped by the library. And it's pretty cold out, so she has stopped off to get a nice hot chocolate. And because I'm not sure if your character has actually been in a scene with her before or not, and
Nope.
you are a changeling, so you will notice that she is sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
She is a sparkly.
He'll, he'll kind of come in line behind her. Um, she suddenly gets aware of the smell of basically like clove, almost like clove smoke, but cleaner. Like somebody had been smoking a clove. And basically just kind of a very crisp smell in the air. And she's aware that, how tall is she?
She's about 5'8", 5'9", maybe.
Okay, so yeah, she's aware of the fact that somebody is kind of looking down at her, essentially, taking in her sparkliness.
She'll look around enough to be aware of the person that is slightly in her personal space and give him a small
Until
smile.
she would notice that his eyes are very. The first thing that she noticed about him is that his eyes are just a really, really bright, unnatural shade of like dark green, like a green very similar to a peacock's tail. Um, the other thing about him is, although his mien hasn't changed very much, his appearance, he just has a certain fluidity about his look. Um, the sensuality that's just not natural. Um, as though the very small movements that he's making, as you know how when somebody's standing, they'll tend to rock, or they'll tend to kind of tap a foot or stuff like that. The movements he's making seem to be extremely precise and coordinated. It's basically as though every move he's making is coming across as he planned to do it. And he'll kind of give her a soft smile.
She'll give him a nod of acknowledgement. Um, and a very small wave.
What time is it?
Uh, go with kind of mid-afternoonish.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, Lucy will know the exact time, but that's not the point. Yeah.
So yeah, he'll wait for her to order, and when basically she goes to pay, he'll kind of interrupt the bartender, and he'll say, "Give me a red eye, cafe mocha, and a piece of cake over there, and throw her order in with mine." And he'll fish his money out and peel a few bills off and hand it over. And give her a little smile. And then he'll actually step aside.
She'll give him a bit of an assessing glance, like she's trying to figure out. Um, well, she is actually trying to figure out why he did that.
Because he plans to kidnap and eat her. No, he'll just go and lean against the counter against the pickup area.
Yep. She'll move over towards the pickup area as well. But yeah, there is definitely a slightly appraising glance. She's basically trying to figure out if he's being friendly because she's another changeling and relatively new in town, or if there is more to it, especially considering her conversation with Dawn earlier.
I guess you can give me a perception empathy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I had 4 dice.
Lord, they done blew it up. It's a mixture between oh hey another Fae and oh hey another hot Fae. What the fuck? Like that's not even like hidden. Like she's attractive. So yes, it's or it's and she's another Fae and she's attractive. Although he would probably bought another Fae of coffee, there's definitely a look of well hello, Mrs. Presence 5 and striking looks. So he'll but he's not the thing about it is that he's not being like thirsty. You know what I mean? He's not fucking dying over there. He just okay, good, hot girl, here you go.
Yeah.
Have free hot chocolate on me because you're hot.
Yep. Well, yeah. Considering her conversation with Dawn earlier, she's to be fair, she is not as used to this world as a lot of people. So
yeah, he'll basically get his coffee and his cake and he'll go and sit down. He did sit at a place that has 2 seats, but he also left it open to where if she wants to join, yay. If she doesn't, okay.
she'll sit with him, but she'll kind of make sure that they're not exactly easy touching distance, if you see what I mean.
He'll sip his coffee, kind of blink, look at his watch. Oh my god. He'll kind of rub his brow.
3:24.
I just woke up. He'll blink, blurry. I just woke up like, I don't know, like 30 minutes ago, maybe.
$2:54 is a bit of an unusual time to wake up.
Not really. I wake up at all the time. Sometimes I wake up at noon. Sometimes I wake up at 2 in the morning.
I wake up 20 minutes before dawn.
That is one hell of a schedule there. Why do you wake up 20 minutes before dawn?
So that I have time to brush my teeth before dawn.
And why do you have to brush your teeth before dawn?
Because I sing at dawn.
You have to brush your teeth to sing?
No. But I like to brush my teeth and have something to drink before singing. Well, not so much before singing, but before facing the day. And that begins with the singing.
It seems as though you have a much more scheduled life. I tend to just roll out of bed, pick my underwear up off the floor with my toes, go into the bathroom, take a piss if I feel so motivated to do so, Kind of wander around my house wondering what I'm going to eat. Depends on what's in the fridge. I may order out or something. Check to see if I have any clients. It's a nice life.
It sounds fluid.
Would you believe it? I'll look up at her with a smile. He's got his head laid on the table. Unfortunately, today I'm hungover.
Was there a party last night?
If by party you mean two people, and by last night you mean and until this morning, then yes, there was a party. It was somebody's 21st birthday. And apparently they didn't want to go into their 21st year of virgin. Woo! He'll hold his hands up, like subtly. Woo! Good for them.
She will frown slightly.
Hmm.
Why not?
I don't presume to understand people's choices. Nor do I judge them. That's not my place. My place is just to be there for them when they need me. So if somebody doesn't want to be a virgin in their 21st year, maybe because they're lonely, because they want to experience love with somebody else, but they don't want it to be messy, just what they wanted to do. I don't ask. It's not my place. It's my place to love.
She's just going to take a sip of hot chocolate because she's not really sure how she can respond to that in a way that is polite.
He'll raise his brow and I'll say, no, go ahead. Say what you're thinking.
It seems to me that a lot of people seem to confuse sex and love.
It seems to me a lot of people limit love, forgetting that there is many, many, many different types of love. I believe that love is essentially and at its core the only threads that make up the tapestry of reality. And that all things come down to love. A love of power, a love of money, a love of being needed or wanted. That's why most marriages fail, in my opinion. They forget.
She'll actually look a bit surprised when he says that.
Well, it's true. People forget that
Nobody's
marriage
told her that yet.
is. It's true. Marriage is more than about love. Well, it's more than about eros. And that's the problem. It should be a consummate love on different levels. And people feel that spark, that energy that draws them together on a primal and animalistic level, which leads to copulation, lovemaking, genetics being passed, a chance to a baby. All of that's fueled by science at the very core of it and our human instinct. But to move past that love has to develop into consummate love. You have to move beyond the initial instinct and heat and into dedication, perseverance, and temperance.
Duty.
Sometimes. Well, that being said, if the only reason you're sticking with your significant other is for duty, you might want to reevaluate your priorities. Might not be the best relationship for both. But there's a difference between loving someone the second you look at them and lighting up inside when they walk through a door, or their blush when they see you and you know you give them that deep, special yearning inside. And the kind of love that keeps you up at night, wiping the drool from your cancer-stricken wife's mouth as she suffers. You're tired. You've been through chemo over and over again. You don't even know if a week, a month, or a year she'll be by your side, but love fuels you, feeds your soul to push on. Me, I have the benefit, the blessing of seeing love on so many layers. They'll smile happily. And I like giving people that love. And I love the fact that it keeps my mouth full. And my sheets warm and soft and a roof over my head. You'll stretch out like a cat.
She's just going to sip her hot chocolate again.
No. Go ahead. Say it. Mírame. You're not going to offend me. It's that simple, yeah. I mean, like, you may offend me. I mean, if you get really stupid. But I'm more likely to just argue with you at that point.
It's not my place to judge other people's sexual habits.
But
But what?
I just saw a really big butt there with a ...
No. As I said, it's not my place to judge what other people choose to do with their bodies.
You can judge the fact that I shouldn't have had such a love for tequila like I had last night. I know I'm Mexican, but Jesus Christ. I'm gonna rub his stomach. Oh. I can't drink like that anymore.
Excess is often regretted.
But fleeting, fortunately. One day I'll take my last drink. Hopefully it's not today.
Well, there are many things to be said for drinking in moderation.
Do you?
She'll nod.
You should go drinking with me.
Somehow I think moderation might not factor into that.
I actually don't drink that much. The client just wanted to drink a lot. It was her 21st birthday. I promised her I'd match her shot for shot. Now, were we doing as many shots as I have years on me, we'd be dead. Dead. Without a doubt. It would be 34 shots down my throat. Do you think that would kill me? I'll kind of look over at her curiously.
I suppose it would depend on what you were drinking.
Tequila.
Shots are the very small glasses like espressos, right?
Tequila. If we were doing shots with tequila, if I did 34 shots with tequila and then one to grow on, you think that would kill me?
I haven't tried tequila.
Guess what we're doing? I'll kind of smile at her.
I prefer wine.
My national heritage depends on this. I'll nod at her. If I can't convince some beautiful woman to do tequila shots with me, I'm gonna go home. We'll swim back over the river. I'll just become a drug dealer in Guadalajara. You don't want to be responsible for that, do you? What kind of smile at her?
She's just going to give him a "you are totally pulling my leg" look.
Hopefully. It could go either way with this guy.
Yeah. There is that hint of hopefully in it, but she is giving him a "you're pulling my leg," right? Look.
He's like, I don't know. It's been a weird couple of years. So what's your name?
I'm Lucy.
No shit, really?
She'll nod and hold out her hand.
He'll kiss the back of her hand.
And you are?
Lucio. I'll smile at her, because that's essentially her name in Spanish and masculine.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Lucio. People call me Luchito. Or Lucco. Sorry, his name is Lucco. I'm thinking of the wrong character. Yeah, I'll say my name is Lucco. Lucco Vargas.
I had to choose a name upon my return. I had many while I was away, and I could not remember what mine was from before.
I was lucky. I was only gone for like 2 years.
It is odd. Tell you the precise time. I could tell you exactly when the sun will rise or set, when the moon rises, when it goes through its phases. If you gave me a date, I could tell you the phases of the moon and the positions of the stars on that date, but I could not tell you when I was taken.
I'll think on it for a moment. Well, it does nothing to dwell on the past anyway. I'm never going to wake up again. I'm going to exist in this haze. Ugh. He'll blink his eyes.
Perhaps you should limit yourself to one bottle of wine.
He'll open his eye at her. I don't drink like that every day. I rarely do, actually. I can't do that anymore. I don't like to not keep my wits about me when I'm working.
Well, it is good that you maintain control over yourself.
Mm-hmm. Because if I don't, that's money. And it's just not good to be sloppy, you know? I mean, like, some people, sure, they don't really give a damn about themselves, but I tend to have a little more pride in myself.
She'll give him a look that very much seems like she understands the theory.
You're more of a listener than a talker, aren't you?
It varies, but often, yes.
Okay, lightning round questions. I'm going to ask you a question, you'll answer, okay? You, back and forth. You can ask me a question too.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do this. If you had, uh, let me think. No. I got one. Okay, if you could pick the way you were gonna die, how would you want to die?
I would not want to choose.
Okay, no, gun to your head. You gotta pick. That's the way the game works. It doesn't work if you don't pick.
Doing something meaningful.
Okay. Me, Velociraptor falling from the sky, big time, definitely. That's the way I want to go. I want a Velociraptor to follow the sky right in front of me and eviscerate me, because that shit's definitely gonna make the news. Like, I'll go down in history as the guy who died by a velociraptor.
I fell from the sky once.
Did it hurt? When you
Yes.
fell from heaven? He'll smile at her like, hey, you walked into that one.
Yes, it did hurt. And the skies are not really a heaven, or they weren't there.
You're not really familiar with pickup lines, are you?
No.
Okay. He'll nod at her. He'll put a finger up to her lips gently, like just touch her bottom lip, like shh, quiet.
She'll pull back slightly.
Let me think. Mm,
What do you feel is the aspect of yourself that you value the most?
to my determination. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. My father told me about that. He said, Lucian, you are undaunting. Because it's true. He told me whatever you want in life, you're gonna have to go get it. Nobody's gonna get it for you. And it's somebody's will and their willingness to move forward that at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. You know, you can have love, you can have money, you can have fame, but you're only gonna get yourself so far. And I've seen clients who, by every measure of what woman considers successful, okay, they have money, they have beautiful wives, families, Boats, houses, cars, okay? But they were fucking wrecks. Crying in my lap, sobbing, grown men, fucking powerful men, because they didn't have the determination and will to keep what they had and to hold themselves together. And my father, this man worked 16 hours a day, breaking his back, so that my mother didn't have to work and so she could be home with us. And so that we could have food on the table, good food, so we could have new clothes, new shoes. We didn't grow up rich. We were low middle class, 5 kids. But he had determination, and I took that from him. I think that's the thing I treasure the most about myself. I don't let nothing hold me back, especially myself. So let's flip that. What's one quality in yourself you dislike?
One quality in myself that I dislike. Vanity.
Oh yeah? You consider yourself vain?
I was, and I'm trying not to be.
Hmm. You got a reason to be vain, I'll tell you that.
What is the one thing that you think you would change about the world if you had the chance?
Are we giving a Miss America answer? Or a real answer?
She'll shrug. She doesn't actually entirely get the question, but she'll shrug anyway.
Here's the problem with the world, okay? The world is what it is. Land, sea, air, animals, all that shit. So I take it what you mean is what would I change about humanity and culture? Yeah?
Again, she'll shrug because culture is a perfectly valid thing to find things to change about. But if he'd said that he deep down really wanted the sky to be green, that would have been a valid answer too. So yeah, she'll just shrug. And
In honesty,
mhm.
let's assume what you mean is what would I take away from humanity to make the world, quote unquote, right. Okay?
That's not what I
Humanity,
asked, but it's a
well,
perfectly valid interpretation of the question.
well, because if what you're saying is, what would I take away from humanity or from the world or whatever, what would I change about the world? If you want to take it in a positive Miss America direction, I'd say what I'd change about it is humanity's inability to settle into comfort, into being okay with things. The more pessimistic way to look at that is taking away humanity's free will. Because the problem is at the end of the day, humans don't like to be happy. They really don't. They may enjoy it for a short time, but right now, we have the capability to feed everybody, to give home to people, to give medical treatment to people. As a people and as a society, we have the ability to do that. But all of humanity is on a bell curve. And there are some people who are very, very intelligent, bright, wise, and can either use that for good or bad, and who know how to play people or help people. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have people who are simple, good, honest folk who just know what they need to do to get by, or who hurt people because they're selfish, you know? Like, you got the guy who works in the grocery store, got mental problems, like mental, I don't know, like how you say it. Like, I know in English, but it's different. Like mental retardation problems, He's mentally behind, but he works. He's simple, man. He works hard. He puts in he tries to be more, Or not even tries to be more, but he puts forth effort. And then you have people who aren't so smart, who sit in their trailers and smoke their cigarettes and have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids who they're all starving and leaving out in the backyard in diapers at 4. They don't know better.
Yeah, she actually, her eyes widen and she looks honestly surprised by this description. The description of the people with the 9, 10 kids and everyone, yeah, she seems honestly surprised that this exists.
And then you have people who go, okay, a little bit up from that, who do good in school, who, they maybe make a couple of mistakes. Maybe they get they're CB students. You don't know what that means, I think. You look like you're missing some current trends here. But they're doing hard. They get a job. They become like a secretary. They go, they have a couple of beers with their friends on the weekend. They're happy. They got a good life. Maybe they get cancer. Maybe they don't. So. And you have people on the other end of that side of the spectrum who just, they go home. They get a job fucking stocking shelves and bitching and complaining all the time about how they want life to be better, but they don't know how the fuck to make it happen because they just don't have the way. They don't have the mind and the determination to make it better. Then you have people who excel, who go a little bit above that. Okay, we're going higher up the curve. People who become engineers, who become doctors, lawyers, things like that. These minds think and put things together and things like that. They're the kind of people who run their church youth groups.
I work with the choir.
That's good. Yeah. They organize, like things, determine people, I like to put myself at about that level. And then on the other end of the spectrum for that, the negative, you got those people that start to use people, who have the means to cut corners. They go and hire Mexican labor at the Walmart or at the Home Depot, and they're just smart enough to get themselves into trouble and to get away with it, more importantly. Then you have the one level above that. You have the great people. You have the people whose brilliance and minds open up the world. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Albert Einstein, people like Isaac Newton, Marie Curie, people who, Mother Teresa, Lady Diana, people who, Bill Gates, who have these brilliant minds, and then they put them out and they use them to change the world. But then you have people like Benito Mussolini, Hitler, Fidel Castro, Joseph Mengele. Right now, Osama bin Laden. People like that. The Wall Street cats, the Koch brothers, the people who are tearing apart the world because they're so selfish. Volkswagen, the car dealership, okay, recently had a situation where they realized the Volkswagen car had a system in place that when it came time for its emissions test to run on the car, as an annual emissions test, okay, the car would put out many times more emissions than were safe for the regulation of the environment. Why? For what reason? There is nothing that is not malicious about that. And somebody made that choice to do that. Not only to trick the councils, but to do something that harms the environment. But people don't want to realize that there are people out there that are trying to do great things and be good people and change the world for the better. But they don't want to acknowledge the people who are hurting things and actually do anything about it and realize that they themselves have that potential to do those bad things. Like people say all the time, well, Hitler's a monster, Hitler's a monster, Hitler's a monster. No. These are monsters of people. And people do bad things. So I guess that's what I would take from humanity or from whatever. That's what I would change about the world. People's inability to not fucking admit that. Not notice the real problem. There's beauty, but for fuck, take 2 seconds to focus on changing the bad. Because it's only getting worse. I know the show's probably darker than you were expecting. Sorry. We're gonna sip his drink like I promise I'm just a common whore.
Yeah, she's gonna sip her drink, and it's very much the impression that she's got the message, but not all of the details. In that she's very much understood what he's saying, just a lot of the people that he's named she hasn't necessarily gotten, and the details on the Volkswagen thing she didn't really understand, but she's got the gist of it, the message behind it.
He'll smile from over the top of his drink and say, I have a degree from Columbia. Everybody thinks just because I'm an escort that I wasn't educated. I graduated with a degree in law.
The courtesans were the most educated women in history.
Well, isn't it funny that I was one of those too? When he'll grin at her.
A woman?
Well, No, a courtesan. Well, kind of. I was a concubus in my vacation, in my time away. That's what I did. I was a concubus.
I was a star.
You so lucky.
In some ways.
Lonely?
I would sing to the sun every morning and night.
How beautiful. I
But
was
yes.
number 61
Pardon?
of 90. I was number 61 of 99 husbands.
That is a lot of husbands.
Mm-hmm. It is.
I was the third brightest of the celestial bodies in the sky.
Sucks not being number one, isn't it? A pout.
That was the sun.
That's what they called the one who was number one, actually. He was a handsome man, I'm not going to lie. He had almost a fond look on his face. He was kind. It was number two that was a goddamn. He mutters something in Spanish, like he goes off.
The moon was not pleasant.
Well, I see that holds over. But the first husband, or first concubine, he was very kind and bright and happy. He had the kind of energy that could reach out and radiate to all. But the second one was bitter and angry. And although he coveted the reina, the queen, he'll shake his head.
The moon was not happy that he should forever be seen in such an effeminate light. And he was also not happy that whilst the sun was the brightest and would shine his light upon the world, that we were placed above. And the moon was the second brightest, yet it was I that was considered the prize of the collection.
Did you at any point ever point out to the moon that it only shined because of the sun's grace? Or am only I that vicious?
If I had done so, knowing full well that the wandering stars do not wander as might be thought looking at the sky, but that the planets also take their light from the sun. I was a star, but only in the sense of that place. Venus is, after all, a planet, not a wandering star.
How do you feel being around other people now?
This is an adjustment. There were many stars in the heavens, but there was a pattern and formation and steps to our dance.
Oh God.
Most of them could only be seen when the sky was dark. But I was always there for the dawns and the dusks rather than the darkest of the night.
A fork, like a bite of his cake for her, and like offer it to her, listening to her.
You'll again give him that appraising look of trying to work out whether accepting means agreeing to anything that she
Woman,
may take.
he'll look at her and he'll say, "Woman, I get paid to do it. I don't give it out for free. Now eat the damn bite." And he'll nod at her. You don't have to worry. I'm not trying to get in your pants. You're not my type.
She will actually visibly relax a little.
Now, granted, if you put $100 on the table, you took me home and told me to fuck you out of your brains, then sure, whatever. Okay, yeah, you'll be my type really fast. My type is paying. And you don't look like you're about to do that anytime soon, so don't worry. You are completely safe from my ravaging eyes, or whatever the hell you want to say. I don't care about hair. I don't care about skin. I don't care what culture you are. I don't care what you smell like, what you look like, whatever. As long as money is being traded between our hands, then I'm all for somebody's attention. But me, oh, I'm a pet, and I like to be treated well. And you don't need my attention, so don't worry. You're safe. That mayor, though, good God. I wouldn't mind warming her up a little bit. Hey, you've been here longer than I have. You know a little girl named Dawn? Not a little girl, but you know, like that was the right way to say. You know a girl named Dawn?
I was speaking with Dawn earlier today.
Awesome.
You wouldn't be associated with something called a frat, would you?
No. In fact, I'm going to set fire to every single fraternity in this goddamn city. Just to make sure I get him. Were it up to me, there'd be an entire fraternity full of dead people. Like looking around like, shh, let's not say it's too loud.
Right. So frat is short for fraternity. So brothers?
No, see, I was a part of a fraternity when I was in college, and I still kind of belong to one, but not that one. Not like that. No. He'll shake his head.
She's just going to shrug. But yes, I was speaking with Dawn earlier today.
She worries me. Not gonna lie.
Me too. What is it that worries you about her?
The fact that I don't think she's thinking her actions out more than like 5 minutes at a time. And she devalues herself so much. She doesn't know her own self-worth.
That is precisely what I was telling her.
Oh, well, I can't make somebody see that. She's gonna get pregnant, or she's gonna get fucking, like, killed, or she's gonna fucking get her ass landed in jail, and then there you go. I mean, it could be squawked at her all day, but if she doesn't feel like she's something of value, that's on her.
I think perhaps Prince may help with that.
Mm, the problem isn't her upbringing. The problem is the foundation was laid weak. She needs a foundation. And I don't think anybody can give that to her. Because I don't believe she'll let anybody close enough to do that.
She needs to find a home.
I had words with her grandmother this morning. After I got out from what I was doing, I walked around for a little bit. Walked into her shop, I met her. And we walked over to City Hall to meet the mayor. Her grandma apparently was secretary. She called her a whore and a tramp and all those other things. After Don left, I leaned across the table and I said, if you ever call, well, I'm gonna give you the gist of what I said because he'll hold his hand up like I don't fucking remember it exactly. But I basically made it very clear that if she ever talked like that in front of me again, or I heard that she was talking about that I was gonna go into the mayor's office and tell her exactly how poorly her secretary was representing her. And I will. Nobody deserves to be spoken about like that. Besides, it's a professional courtesy. Whores make money. You're gonna call somebody a whore, make sure they're getting paid, for fuck's sake.
Things very much seem to be odd about the ways in which people view sex.
I think you can either let it imprison you and control you, or you can find the beauty in it. Everything in moderation is okay. I actually have sex far less than you think I would. Most people think this is one endless fucking orgy. That's not what I do. Sometimes I have sex. Not all the time. The people aren't comfortable with sex anymore.
Or they're too comfortable with it and it has lost its mystery.
I guess. At that point, though, are they really comfortable with the sex? Or are they uncomfortable with... Okay, looks okay. Okay. Let's say you had a married couple, okay? Or like a committed couple. And they had sex like every fucking day. 3 times a day, whatever. You know? People would say the couple's good. You know, they have a healthy sex life. You know? But if those same 2 people had sex every day with other people, you follow me?
That would be adultery.
If they weren't married to each other. Or if they were, whatever. But let's go with they weren't married to each other. But so, if 2 people were having sex with each other every day, healthy sex life, healthy marriage. But if 2 people separately were having sex with, say, a different person every other day, they have a problem. What's the problem?
The problem is that they do not value the sex and the connection the intimacy that it is supposed to involve. They do not value it enough to hold it sacred.
Oh, yeah? Why does monogamy prove value and intimacy?
And if a person was to sleep with a different person every day, how would that person build intimacy with any of those people to the same degree that you could, I stress, rather than necessarily would,
What defines
monogamous
intimacy?
partner?
What is intimacy?
You talked earlier of the love in caring for someone when they are sick and ill.
Oh.
Do you think that kind of love comes casually? It is something that is built with love and duty and caring.
Now let me ask you a question. You have a husband next to a wife, 30 years married, cleaning her, wiping the drool from her face. Okay? Love, intimacy. But then you have a nurse. Don't know this patient. Wheeled in first day. Will do the same thing, the same care. Will hold someone. Wipe their face. Change their dressing. That's what I am. That's what I do. To intimacy, to love, to affection. I'm a professional. And I take it as any other professional does. And my patients, I'll do air quotes, come and go when they need me. But that doesn't mean that I don't care for every single one of them. Even love them in a way. Some people don't realize that they're just intimate caregivers, essentially. And then some people don't realize that they have a raging sex addiction. Sex addiction is a very real thing. I'm not going to lie. I'm just talking to be contrary. Uh, I think what I do get a bad rap. People just see me as a fuck boy, not realizing that I do what I do because I like the intimacy. I like bringing that comfort to people. I don't think I could ever get married or be with someone, one person long term.
You're the second person today to tell me that.
Well, unless you and your partner die at the same time, in the fact of all relationships, one or the other is going to have to watch the person that they love most in the world die. And I don't want to live that. I watched it happen once. That and I kind of miss my wife. She was a wicked woman. Oh, he'll shake his head. I'm no loyalist, but I was married.
Dawn, however, is not.
She's 16. Nobody at 16 wants to be tied down.
No, but to assume that they know that they will never.
No. Just all of them will never have children or get married. I've learned that one. Every single one of my sisters. I was the only boy. Every single one of them said it. I'm never going to get married. I'm never going to have children. Now they're all married with children, by the way. Well, no, one of them's not married, but, well, whatever. That's her lifestyle choice. She can live like that if she wants. My father doesn't like it, but fuck him. She's been with this man for, well, like 11 years. They never got married. 3 kids together. Whatever. It's her choice. I gotta go. I gotta get something more substantial in my stomach than cake. And see if I have any clients. Dick off for a while. Stop insinuating you with all of my opinions. He'll reach into his coat pocket and pull out a silver business card holder. Pop it open and pull one out. And kind of hold it out to her.
She'll take it, and she'll put it in one of her pockets. After confirming it does indeed have numbers on it.
Sure, yeah, it does. I'm good for 3 things, but I'm good for 2 things. One, we'll just get it out of the way. I'm good for hanging out. If you want to go see a movie or get a drink or grab some friends and whatever, give me a call. 2, if you ever want to pay me for snuggling and kissing you and telling you you're beautiful and all those other things, by all means, give me a call. 3, if you need off the books legal advice, you can give me a call.
So, probably the first one.
In
Sure.
descending order, I imagine the way it's going to go is come hang out with me, come give me legal advice, come bury your head between my thighs for hours on end. Maybe I could be wrong. I don't judge you. I don't know your ways. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you stayed up in the stars so long you just want somebody to hold you in their strong arms and tell you how beautiful you are for the rate of $12 an hour because I'd give you a discount because we're friends. He'll grin at her.
Yeah. She's gonna give him blank face. They're thinking something. They're just like, no, not
I'm
going to
just,
react.
he'll shake her head. He'll shake his head. I'm playing. I'm charging you $21 an hour. There's no friend discount. Fuck you. Just shake his head again. He'll slip his coat on, give her a wink and blow her a kiss. Like without the hands thing, just kind of. Oh, yeah, mate. Also, recommend me to your friends if you know any hot girls or hot guys, or maybe not even hot, just somebody who needs, my brand of. Just let me know.
I can usually be found at the church, and she'll give him the address of the church.
Do you think they'll let me into a church? Like, really? Like, you're just pointing it out. He'll kind of point himself over. Like, hello?
The church is there for the sinners more than for the saints.
Is the priest hot?
The priest may um, may not be there for much longer.
Oh, why? Oh, I want gossip. Tell me.
There are concerns.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me they touched the child.
I don't think so.
Oh, God, I was going to have to kill somebody. He'll fan himself as though, oh. It seems as though child molestation makes him homicidal.
He was he is currently being sought by the police for questioning.
For what?
There have been a large number of people who have died shortly after seeing him, which is not entirely unusual, as visiting those who are unwell is among the duties of a priest. But his absence and the fact that the deaths all occurred at the same time.
Uh,
There are people who are investigating the situation.
I see. Okay.
But it may be something entirely unrelated to him.
I'm just gonna throw out there that if people are dying after a priest goes and sees them, especially if it's last rites in the hospital, that's kind of the way it works. But hey, I don't know. He'll hold his hands up. Maybe I'm crazy.
They all died at 1317.
What? Like the time 1317?
Yes,
That's a supernatural bullshit right there.
especially given the significance of, well, the possible significance. If
Anybody know where he is?
no, not that I'm aware of.
Is he a faithful priest, or is he one of those priests who likes to touch pot down the backside?
She'll just give him a frown of confusion at that one.
I'm good at seducing people out. What do you want? Don't tell me you get mad at me seducing a priest. It wouldn't be the first time.
People's decisions are their own.
Exactly. I don't believe in God, so I'm not exactly worried about the good Lord striking me down for anything.
Well, it might be worth considering.
Seducing the good old priest to get him out? Sure, yeah, okay. A thumbs upper.
No. God.
I've considered that so much. I considered it so much, I considered it a stupid concept and read it right out of my life. You want to believe in God, sister? You go ahead. So thumbs up.
I very nearly became a sister.
Good for you. I'm glad you have faith. But me? I got nothing for it. I got no time for it. I got no need for it.
Then you probably are unaware of the possible significance of 1317.
You see, I did go to college and get a higher degree.
And does your degree include the Bible and the Book of Revelation?
It would depend on if you're going by my degree or the fact that I grew up Catholic.
She'll shrug.
All right, I was responding to Kelly.
Et nequis possit emre, ut vendere, nisici habet charactatem, ut nomen bestee, ut numerum nominis eas. That no one may buy or sell unless
Sell again, except the one who has the mark of the name of the beast and the number of its name. I know the Bible. He'll roll his eyes at her. At a game, I know the Bible really well too. Mm-hmm. Especially the Book of Revelations.
Yeah, it is a popular one for people to make references to.
Yeah, he'll just kind of like snort at her. Not like annoyed, but just kind of like, I told you, I know this.
She'll shrug.
Now, my only question is why was it tied to the Book of Revelations and not any of the other books that have a 13:17 to it?
Out of character? I have no idea. Jess just went, this is the thing, you'll get the reference. And I'm like, yeah. So I'm going to make something up.
I mean, for all we know, it could be one of the other books of the Bible. But not. The fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the vines with tender grapes give a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. A grin. O my dove, be art in the cleft of the rocks, in the secret places of the stairs. Let me come thy countenance, and hear thy voice, for sweet is thy voice, and the countenance is only. Let us the foxes, the little foxes, that spoils the vine, for our vines have tender grapes. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He feedeth among the lilies. Until the day breaks and the shadow flees away, turn, my beloved, be thou a robe or a young hart upon the mountains of Bethlehem. And he'll smile at her. She would know that was Songs of Solomon.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, presumably in character there's a reason, because the ST told me this is a reference. But
I know.
yeah. I very much had that same question to Jess, and she gave me no answer.
Well, my character doesn't know, so
Yep.
he's still pointing it out that it could be any book in the Bible.
Mm-hmm. Either way, all of them dying at the same time is not natural.
He gives her a look like, no, really? Thanks for explaining that one, honey. He'll just kind of grin at her and shake his head. No, it's not natural at all. If you want my help with it, it's cool. But for now, I gotta go. I'm tired. I gotta eat. Fucking, I don't know, do something. You ever one of those times where it's not exactly the person, just you who needs to decompress?
Sure not.
That's where I am. I gotta go home and watch some TV and take a shower and fucking, I don't know. So unless you want to go home and hop in the shower with me, we're gonna have to part ways.
I think you can manage that by yourself.
Yeah, but do I want to? Hey. I'll give her a smirk. Mírame. Call me if you need me, okay? He'll go and get a refill on his coffee. He looks a little more awake. A little bit. Just a tiny bit more.
Sure not. Continue.
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, one second. Do you know why in the back room of the shop that Don works at there was a bunch of glamour? We'll kind of say quietly to her, coming over to her.
I know that.
Looks like a lot of it.
I know that there is a changeling that works there, making jewelry.
Oh, yeah.
But why there would be a lot of glamour in the back of the shop, I don't know.
That's probably not what it is. Okay. That's all I want to know.
Well, have a good day.
Okay.
And she'll pull a book from one of her bags.
I'll give her a nod and I'll walk off.
And there the scene will end.